in the county with John Prendergast. Limerick's Live 95 FM.
Now, indeed, you're very welcome to the programme, and we are continuing our political debates as a part of our election coverage that will be leading up to the election on June the 5th. Now, in studio, we're delighted to have Joe Wallace, Fianna Fáil, John Sheehan, Fine Gael, and Kevin O'Connor, Independent, all under the Rathkeil district area. You're all very welcome to the studio. Great to have you with us.
Thank you, John.
Now, Joe Wallace, if I can come to you first, for you're standing for the Fianna Fáil party. What will you be bringing, Joe, to the electorate if elected? What will you be bringing?
Well, I'm a local man, John, and I was born and reared in the area. I have a proven track record. Actually, I'm an employer and a businessman, and I've been in the area been an employer and a businessman for about 30 years in the area. I suppose I left school at a young age, and I had to immigrate to England, and sometimes there was no work.
Mm-hmm. And that was during what, the 60s, I
in
think.
the 70s,
In the 70s, yes, yeah, okay.
So I was a pretty hard worker, worked hard there, and set up my own business and came back to my own native homestead in the early 80s. And I set up I got involved in pub business there, and got to know a lot of people there.
Yes.
It was a great way of getting to know a lot of people. I had a lot of people coming to see me from the West Limerick area. So
a lot of your contacts, and as well coming home from England, setting up your own business, working and living in the local community. So you're bringing that to the election. You're bringing that you're a local man, exactly. A local businessman, an employer as well.
Right. As I said, I've been an employer in the area for about 30 years. I suppose in the good times and the better years, I employed about maybe between 20 and 40 people in the West Limerick area. And,
yes.
So I was a good employer in them days. The type of work I was involved with was actually do with civil engineering and paving. And my line of business, I was involved with county councils and corporations.
Right.
And that enabled me to get involved with city councils.
Okay. All right, so we'll come back to that again. And now, Kevin O'Connor of Independent, you're very welcome to the studio today.
Thank you,
Great
John.
to have you with us. Now, just like Joe and John Sheehan as well, what will you be bringing to the electorate, in June?
John, I'll be bringing a fresh and a new voice.
Right.
Some frank talking and clear talking.
Right.
We've had enough old shibboleths and false truisms. I think people are a lot more wily and a lot more intelligent than a lot of politicians give them credit for. I would never underestimate the intelligence of people. The public know well what's going on, and they know when they're being sold a pup. I think it's time that people in Limerick, West Limerick, Limerick City, all over Ireland, were told the story as it is. And there's nothing to be fearful of in that, because people will thank their representatives for it afterwards. So I'm hoping to bring a fresh and an unbiased opinion to current affairs. I have no vested interests, I have no party line to toe, and I have no hidden agenda. And that'll become clear with my press releases, as it has been already this week in the Leader. Numerous people have told me at the doorsteps that they never heard that type of thing coming from a politician before, be it local or national. So I'm hoping to bring a change to traditional politics in Limerick, where in West Limerick they're very polarised. You have a Fine Gael support and a Fianna Fáil support base, and ne'er the two ever mix. So I'm trying to give people choice in the electorate. And I'm delighted that on this occasion we will also have a Labour candidate. Choice is good for us. Choice has never harmed anybody.
Mm-hmm.
People love choice.
Okay, that's just the brief introduction. And John Sheehan, Fine Gael, How are you?
I'm good, John. Thank you.
Now, you're going forward. You are a present sitting county councillor as well. So what will you be bringing to the electorate later on in June?
Well, I suppose in contrast to the other two candidates here today, I'm going on my track record. I presented myself before the people of the Rathkeale electoral area in 2004. They gave me a mandate, and I worked tirelessly at that mandate for the last 5 years, and I delivered as much as I possibly could to the people of the Rathkeale electoral area, and I have a track record to show that. And I did that in a fair and balanced way in the people's interest in Rathkeale, in the Rathkeale electoral area. So that'd be what I'd be going on, John, and that's the message I need to get out to people, and I can do that without any fear.
Mm-hmm. And just a question I just want to throw open to, because I'm sure that on the doorsteps all of you are getting about job losses, businesses slowing down, closures of businesses even in the West Limerick area is prominent. Joe, what can be done really, with your experience as a businessman as well, what could be done practically to stem the flow of job losses, do you think, in the West Limerick area, Rathkeale area?
Well, what I believe is investment in infrastructure. I think at the moment with the multinationals, I think we can put them one side because our jobs are.
No, it's working. Yeah, that's fine.
Multinationals, our jobs are not safe. But I believe in investment in infrastructure, which I believe it's if we can do schools, roads, the barracks, hospitals. Be in the construction business, I think that's the best way to put people back to work. What we actually need is, we need jobs. We need to get people jobs, get them out there, get them to work. Because at the moment you can see that people have worked for a number of years have not been working now, and it's a bit embarrassing from being on dole queues. People have worked all their life. So I think it's very important that we try to create jobs, and I think that the thing like infrastructure and that is one basic way of getting people back to work.
Go on, sorry, John. Yep.
I would like to welcome the announcement there in the last couple of days there with Minister O'Keefe there for the summer work scheme there for schools. There's about 80 million available there for improvement in schools, and I welcome that. I think some of the schools in my area are actually want to get some works done.
Yes.
DMB Rathkeale, I think Gilson School, Vines, and I think a couple more actually. So I think it's great that we can get something up and running and get people back to work, which is very important.
And isn't that one of the things as well, Kevin and John as well, just as Joe was saying there, this infrastructure, putting the monies into infrastructure. Now, we all know that the county council's main funding is going to be cut by central government, but isn't this one way that maybe getting people back to work, getting the dole queues shortened and getting taxation coming into the government, that's one good way of doing it, isn't it? Getting the schools and the extensions and the upkeep and the roads, that's one way of doing it.
It is indeed, John, yeah, that definitely the likes of the schools, we have a scandalous situation over the last number of years where, maybe the last 35 years, where you have students being taught in prefabricated buildings, and most of these prefabricated buildings are being rented out to the Department of Education at an enormous cost. And it would be, in my book, to borrow the money to do these infrastructure jobs in relation to the schools would be cost neutral, because you could pay for that if you start knocking off these prefabricated buildings and stop throwing your dead money on those rents. But what we've done in the past, in the past 12 years or 15 years, we've become very over reliant on the multinationals A, but we got very reliant on the construction industry B. And now we have a workforce out there who, a lot of them worked in the construction industry, and they procured certain amount of skills from that industry. So those people need to be upskilled, because we're not going to have that kind of construction job figure again. And what we need to do is we need to upskill those people and get them into different lines of work. And what we've never really concentrated on is the small indigenous industry. You know, even from the cottage industry up. I visited an industry in